They called him crazy, a madman. Mentally incapable of fostering a healthy relationship, pompous, proud, paranoid, and schizophrenic. I call him the greatest artist that ever lived. The mastery he attained of his craft, longevity, and inspiration to over 2 centuries of artists in every artistic genre on earth is unparalleled. But before he was 30 years old, he contemplated suicide. Deeply distressed by the violent artistry of angels, bouncing music of the inner walls of his ears, he spoke of death and destiny in a letter he addressed to his brothers in 1802. He confessed that his seemingly polarizing bipolar nature was due to his failing health and growing anger upon discovering that he was deaf. See, he was constantly tormented by the fact that the very organ, which should have played a more crucial role in his development as a composer, was actually decomposing faster than he could score the masterpieces that God was ghostwriting for him. I said God used to ghostwrite for him. Ludwig van Beethoven could undress cosmic creation with synchronic harmonies seduced by a single strain of sound. He said tones used to roar and storm about him until he finally set them down. Now I imagine this level of creativity was something like a bad acid trip from hell. The high frequency at which he received melodies caused his auditory nerve to swell, and soon he could no longer play it in public. Soon his mannerisms started to change, so they labeled him misanthropic, and his genius became estranged. He became increasingly maniacally manic. Depression quickly settling in. He came face to face with his destiny, but then he chose to not give in. All these beautiful demons down in heaven fell all over themselves. They fell all over themselves trying to unravel the universe into Beethoven's lofty mind. The only problem was that every time Beethoven entered the world of music inside his head, he was instead transported back to the brutal reality of his alcoholic father's violent fits. Funny, Beethoven's skull had a bad habit of crashing into his father's violent fist. But what do you play when you first realize that your eardrums are starting to tear at the seams at the tender age of 26? Play, but the silence is way too loud. God, why is it way too loud? If I'm an instrument of renown, then why is it that whenever I am played, all I can ever hear is the sound of... Play. My name is Ludwig van Beethoven, and I was born in Bonn, Germany on December 16, 1770. I wrote 1 opera, 5 piano concertos, and 9 symphonies amidst hundreds of other pieces. When I first started becoming deaf, I used to mutilate my piano so I could vibrate to the finer frequencies God gave to the higher notes. But when I completely became deaf, God emptied me of my sanity, forcing me to unleash the divine madness of the symphonies of my soul. I had been a sickler all my life. Pancreatitis, hepatitis, typhus, lupus, syphilis, diabetes, and the diseased liver from which I died. But I composed every day to prove to you that no matter what you are going through, it is possible to survive. It is possible to keep on loving, because you see, art is the great mistress, a parasitical temptress, and she lives on for all time. Once she seduces the host body, the true artist will never die.